This is what the can looks like. I was going to run through it with the packaging here. That's the packaging. So it's beautiful packaging. Spas love it. There's a lot of people say that's woo-woo water, right? Well, it is a little woo-woo, right? But there's a lot of data for hundreds of years backing this up. You guys have probably seen that experiment. You yell at a glass of water, you're nice to a glass of water, and the beautiful crystals form in that water. They're using frequency now to cure cancer. They're using it to grow crops better. We don't know what we don't know, right? And this is not Western medicine and pharmaceuticals. This is the other side of the world. This is a whole different thing, and a lot of people believe in this, and it's becoming, pretty mainstream. So I definitely, encourage you to kind of read more about it. But we think we're onto something, and a lot of people are believing in this. Like I said, just a few months old, and a lot to do.
What happens when I put it in my fridge?
It tastes even better. It's wonderful cold. Yeah.
And if I freeze it?
If you freeze it, I've frozen it, I've left it outside in the sun for 2 days, and put it cold, it tastes exactly the same.
And then it thaws after the freezing?
Yep, exactly.
It's lost its vibration?
Now, so it's a good question. So we have ancient geometry on the can. Does it lose its vibration? So after the sound bath, we've had people test it weeks later, and it looks different from another can of water or bottle. There's no hard science in saying that it keeps the frequency, but people feel better from it. And it's an emerging science, and if you believe it, then you're gonna feel better.
How did you get introduced to the company? Like, how did this?
My partner is a water nerd, a total geek. He's been, reading Dr. Emoto's, all of his findings for years and years and years. He quit everything that under the sun that's not natural. He's been putting everything pure in his body for the last 8 years, doesn't drink, doesn't do anything. And he came to me with this idea, and I loved it. And I talked to a lot of people, and they loved it. So I joined him about 9 months ago, and we launched this. He had this idea brewing in his head for many years. Him and his wife would drive up to Sedona and get the purest water around. He would only drink that. So we wanted to bring this to the masses. And this is a brand, this is something that, like Liquid Death, we all heard that, right? It's another brand that got created that's now worth $2 billion. This is what we're trying to do. Trying to create a wellness brand. It's not just water. All right, we're going to try and build this out, and people are going to follow this and believe in the message.
Is this direct to consumer, or where do you plan?
So our model's about 50% direct to consumer. It's going to start out direct wholesaling to spas, wellness. I've got a bench of people that are very well known in those areas. They're going to sell directly into hotels, into festivals, into yoga studios, Pilates studios. We're already getting a lot of attention going into those areas. But eventually, as we start to grow the marketing, DTC, we get the message out, we educate people. When we're thinking DTC, by the end of year 3, it's going to be 60% of our business. And we'll be doing about 20 million a year.
What are your limits of production? I know Palomar Mountain.
Yep. Yeah, yes, and that's a great question. They could probably get to about 1 million cans a month, and then we got to move production. But at that point, there's a lot of co-packers. As long as our water, we can move it anywhere in California and go to a much bigger co-packer. But good question.
You guys have your own tests. I know that there's tests that have been done in the water for many years. You guys have your own.
We've done tests. We're not scientists. We're not going to say we're scientists. We've done tests. We've seen the water, the way it looks. We're not putting it under a microscope. We're not doing any testing. But once again, the composition of the water is just pure mountain spring water, but it does look different. And we do have a patent, by the way, on structured water. So we infuse it in the sound bath, and we put it in this vessel, and we do have a patent for that. But once again, it's a little bit subjective, but if it makes you feel good, and there's a lot of people that absolutely love it. We're in a prototype stage. We're going to launch, we'll have 100,000 cans in about 2 weeks. And then we also have these bottles. In about 2.5 months, we'll have the bottles of Twist Tops. And then we'll have glass in about 5 months.
And one more question?
Where can I buy it from right now?
Direct to consumer, go to our website, you'll be able to buy it in 2 weeks. Yeah. And we're going to do Sweat Life in 2 weeks, that big wellness festival and all that stuff. But yeah, you'll be able to buy it online in about 2 weeks. And a bunch of stores in about 3 or 4 weeks. There's seaside markets and hopefully Jimbo's and a bunch of specialty grocers in town as well. And we'll have a little map, a little heat map on our site that tells you where to go.
Thank you.